All right, so the IDF has confirmed that viral image is real. So the photo that's showing an Israeli soldier smashing the head of Jesus in southern Lebanon is authentic, according to the Israeli military, which says it is investigating and treating the incident seriously. That matters because for a while it looked like the kind of wartime image people argue over online. But this one was not dismissed as fake. The location was identified as Debel, a Christian village in southern Lebanon. The image shows that a soldier using the blunt side of an axe to strike a crucifix sculpture inside a family garden shrine. The reaction was fast. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said he was stunned and saddened, and said that the soldier would be punished. Their foreign minister also apologized to Christians and called the act disgraceful. The IDF said that the conduct does not match the values expected of its troops and said it will help to restore the statue. Church leaders was just as direct. The Assembly of Catholic Ordinaries of the Holy Land called it a grave affront to the Christian faith. The local priest in Debel described it as a desecration of holy symbols. Even the U.S. ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee, called for a swift and public consequences. Now, there are two ways to look at a story like this. One way is to say that this was a single soldier doing something offensive in the middle of a military operation. That may be true. But the harder question is, what kind of environment allows this to happen in the first place? Especially in a village where residents are already living under extreme pressure. The reporting does not yet answer that question. But it's the question that follows this image, and the larger context matters. Debel is one of the villages in southern Lebanon that is under effective Israeli military control. Residents have been described as being cut off, unable to move freely, and unable to reach some homes in the edge of town, even after a U.S. brokered 10-day ceasefire took effect last week. Israel has also published a deployment line showing it still controls the territory inside southern Lebanon. So this is not only a story about one offensive act caught in a viral image. It's also a story about power. When an army controls the ground, every act by a soldier carries more weight. A damaged religious symbol is not just property damage. For many people, it becomes a message. Whether that message was intended or not, there are important limits to what is known. The public reporting does not establish the soldier's motive. It does not show whether anyone ordered it or encouraged the act, because if you want to stay factual, you cannot turn one image into a bigger claim than evidence supports. But the IDF's response has already made this bigger than a rumor. The Israeli authorities have turned this into a public test of accountability. If discipline is real, it has to be visible here. If respect for religious sites is real, it has to apply even when nobody expected the image to go viral. And if the military wants this to be treated as an exception, it now has to show the public why they should believe that. The deeper issue is not whether officials can post condemnation after the fact. They did. The deeper issue is whether that response leads to transparent consequences, especially in a war zone where civilians, churches, and minority communities are already carrying the cost of a larger conflict. This is why this story is resonating far beyond one village in southern Lebanon. And that's where the story stands today. The image is real, the outrage is real, and the next phase is simple to define, even if it's harder to deliver. Not spin, not vague regret, accountability.